Hello, Internet. So, you may have been seeing a headline recently that read something along the lines of, the largest government grant for the protection of the Great Barrier Reef has been awarded, without tender, to a tiny organization with no details on why. So I thought I would do some research into who this tiny foundation is and why the money went to them. Okay. Malcolm Turnbull has awarded $443 million to the tiny private organization known as the Great Barrier Reef Foundation. Now, when he did this, he bypassed the usual procedure for tender where other organizations ask for the money before it's awarded to them. In fact, the Great Barrier Reef Foundation didn't even apply for the funding at all. Government organizations like the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority and the Australian Institute of Marine Science were both passed over in favour of the Great Barrier Reef Foundation. Those two government organizations whose job is the protection and sustainability of the Great Barrier Reef. Now, the government has given them 7 years to spend this $443 million, nearly $500 million. But they're going to give them clear restrictions as to how the money is going to be spent. Now, this has left a lot of people wondering what in the hell is going on. But there may be some good news to this. The Great Barrier Reef Foundation does actually show a history of trying to help the reef. Their mission statement on their website does state that they are trying to boost the reef's resilience by restoring coral through DNA breakthroughs, as well as using new technology like the reef sun shield to reduce effects of climate change and achieve the Paris Agreement, which is an agreement entered into by several different countries with the intent of slowing down and or reversing the effects of climate change on the environment, which increases the effects of global warming, leading to the ocean temperatures rising, which caused the death of about 50% of the Great Barrier Reef over the last 2 years. So far, it does seem like the Great Barrier Reef Foundation does care about the reef and wants to try and save it. But that doesn't explain why this organization was selected over all the others and why the usual processes weren't followed. And even Anna Marsden, who is the chief executive of the Great Barrier Reef Foundation, has stated that this was like winning the lotto, and they're currently seeking help as to how to deal with and use the money appropriately, because they didn't even know it was coming. They didn't ask for it. They just got it. But now that they have received the money, the Great Barrier Reef Foundation is planning on using their nearly $500 million investment to deliver key actions under the Reef 2050 plan, which will start in 2019. And if you don't know, the Reef 2050 plan is basically a plan to deal with the threats to the Great Barrier Reef and to boost its health and resilience for future generations. Now, the Reef 2050 plan is the same exact plan that the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority follows. To be fair, the Great Barrier Reef Foundation is a private organization, and as such, it can work together with the science communities as well as all levels of government. They can acquire donations as well as partner with others across the industry, including research and business partners. And because it is a private organization, it wouldn't potentially get bogged down in red tape as opposed to a government-run organization. So basically, it has more freedom to operate. Bottom line, while the usual procedures for tender weren't followed, and the Great Barrier Reef Foundation wasn't the first logical choice for the single biggest donation to the reef ever, it does seem like, at least on the surface, that this foundation does have the reef's best interests at heart. Now, should the money have gone to a more equipped organization? Maybe. Could Malcolm Turnbull have put that money into, say, reversing the effects of climate change, which is a major cause of coral bleaching? Quite possibly. But for now, at least, all we can really do is just watch and wait and hope for the best. Now, hopefully you leave this video a little bit more informed than before you watched it. What I'm trying to do is paint the full picture for people to see, or as much of it as I can find. But if you have your own view, I'd love to hear it. Leave it in the comments. But that's all from me for now. Stay tuned for more in the future. Have a good one. I'll catch you next time.